Have you ever had a memory that you were sure was true, only to find out it never happened? It's a strange and unsettling feeling, isn't it? You could swear you remember every detail, but when you check, the reality is completely different. Like, you remember something specific, but everyone else remembers it differently. Maybe you recall a certain event happening in a particular way, but your friends or family insist it happened another way. It can lead to some pretty heated debates and a lot of confusion. That, my friends, is the Mandela Effect. It's a phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it occurred. It's named after Nelson Mandela, but it encompasses so much more than just his story. It's like our brains are all glitching out, remembering things from a different reality. Spooky, right? Imagine your brain as a computer, and sometimes it just gets the data wrong. But what's fascinating is that it's not just you, it's a collective experience. The Mandela Effect got its name from Nelson Mandela. Many people, including myself, vividly remember him dying in prison in the 80s. This memory was so strong and widespread that it became a significant example of the Mandela Effect. Lots of people, myself included, vividly remember him dying in prison in the 80s. It was a memory that seemed so real, so ingrained in our minds. We remember the news reports, the headlines, the discussions. But it turns out that memory was false. Nelson Mandela was released from prison, became the president of South Africa, and lived until 2013. How crazy is that? It's a perfect example of how our memories can play tricks on us. He lived until 2013. How crazy is that? This revelation can be quite shocking, especially if you were one of the many who believed he had died decades earlier. It makes you question the reliability of your own memories. This whole thing makes you wonder what else we're getting wrong. If we can collectively misremember something as significant as Nelson Mandela's death, what other memories might be false? It opens up a whole realm of possibilities and questions about the nature of our reality. The Mandela Effect is more than just misremembering things. It's about shared false memories, where a bunch of people all remember the same wrong thing. It's a fascinating glimpse into the quirks of human memory and how our brains process information. It's about shared false memories, where a bunch of people all remember the same wrong thing. These shared memories can be incredibly detailed and specific, making it even harder to believe that they are false. It's like a collective hallucination. It's like we've all been sharing the same weird dream. Imagine waking up and realizing that a dream you had was shared by thousands of others. That's the essence of the Mandela Effect. It's a shared experience that feels real but isn't. Let's dive into some of the wildest examples and see if you've experienced any of them yourself. From famous movie quotes to iconic logos, the Mandela Effect touches many aspects of our lives. Stay tuned as we explore these intriguing instances and uncover the mysteries behind them. Think about where your heart is located, left side of your chest, right? Well, not so fast. We literally all learned and saw in school that our heart is on the left side, but if you check an anatomy book, you'll see that the heart is actually located pretty much in the center of your chest, slightly tilted to the left. WTF, when did this change? Did someone move the heart? It's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about your own body. World War II was a terrifying time, and most of us remember learning about Pearl Harbor. But did you know that Japan also bombed California during the war? It's true, and you can find pictures of the devastation in history books. The official history books confirm this event, yet some people are still surprised. Why do so many people forget this part of history? Is it a case of selective memory or something else? Remember the robber emoji? Here is a picture of it. Well, now it's gone. Vanished. Does not exist anymore. There are tons of people online freaking out because they swear they used to use that emoji all the time. But now, it's nowhere to be found. Did they delete it and replace it with something else? Or was it never there to begin with? It's enough to make you question your own sanity. My personal favorite emoji is the moose emoji. Speaking of emojis, what you'll think about the moose? You know, the majestic creature with the antlers? Here is a picture of it. Well, get this, there's no moose emoji either. People are convinced they used to text it to each other, but now it's like it never existed. This one really gets me because I could have sworn I used that moose emoji just the other day. What is going on? Luke, I am your father. Wait, what? Luke, I am your father? One of the most iconic movie lines of all time, right? Except it's not. Darth Vader never actually says that in Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back. The actual line is, "No, I am your father. I know, it's mind-blowing. I can practically hear James Earl Jones saying it the wrong way in my head." Instead, he says, "No, I am your father." This is one of those Mandela effects that makes you question everything you thought you knew about pop culture. Fruit of the Loom. Where's the Cornucopia? Remember those comfy Fruit of the Loom underwear? They had a logo with a cornucopia full of fruit, right? That's not all. This iconic logo was so popular, Fruit of the Loom trade marked their logo in 1973. The creepy part that makes me think this is a big government prank is there's never been a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. I know, it's crazy. I can picture that cornucopia so clearly in my mind. It's like it's been erased from existence. Or maybe it was never there to begin with. This one really makes you think, because on this trademark Fruit of the Loom actually shows a description of their logo and officially lists the cornucopia in the description. This has to be a prank at this point. The tragic fate of Tank Man. Remember Tank Man, the brave protester who stood in front of a line of tanks in Tiananmen Square? His act of defiance was captured on June 5, 1989, during the pro-democracy protest. This lone figure, carrying nothing but shopping bags, halted a column of tanks, creating one of the most iconic images of the 20th century. It was a powerful image of defiance that became a symbol of hope. The world watched in awe as this unknown man stood his ground, embodying the spirit of resistance against oppression. His courage inspired millions and became a rallying cry for freedom and democracy. But there are people who remember it ending much more tragically. Some claim to have seen footage where the tanks did not stop. Instead, they recall a horrifying scene where Tank Man was run over, crushed under the relentless advance of the military. They recall seeing footage of Tank Man getting run over by the tanks. This version of events is starkly different from the widely accepted narrative. It paints a grim picture of the lengths to which the regime would go to maintain control. But the official story is that he was pulled away by bystanders. Eyewitnesses and some reports suggest that a group of people quickly intervened, dragging him to safety before the tanks could reach him. This version is supported by the fact that no footage of his death has ever been verified. So what really happened? Was the footage doctored, or is this another example of the Mandela Effect at work? The Mandela Effect refers to the phenomenon where a large group of people remember an event differently from how it occurred. Could it be that our collective memory has been altered, or are there multiple versions of the truth? The mystery of Tank Man's fate remains unsolved, leaving us to question the reliability of our memories and the narratives we are told. SpongeBob's Goofy Goober surprise. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. And who could forget that awesome scene in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie where he rocks out on a white double-neck guitar? Except that guitar wasn't a guitar at all. It was a peanut, a giant peanut-shaped guitar. I know, it's insane. I can still picture him shredding on that double-neck white guitar. But nope, it was a peanut all along. I had to go back to my PS2 SpongeBob the movie game to check, and unfortunately the double-neck V guitar is gone forever. The Mandela Effect's lingering mystery. These are just a few of the most mind-blowing examples of the Mandela Effect. From the Berenstain Bears to the Monopoly Man's missing monocle, these instances make us glitches that we can somehow pick up on. I mean, how else could you relate to this? It's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about history, pop culture, and even your own body. How can so many people remember the same incorrect details? Is it a case of mass misremembering, or is there something more mysterious at play? Are we remembering things wrong, or is there a deeper, more complex explanation? Some theories suggest that these discrepancies are due to parallel universes or alternate realities intersecting with our own, or are we glimpsing into alternate realities? Could it be that our universe is just one of many, and sometimes these universes overlap, causing our memories to get mixed up? Whatever the explanation, the Mandela Effect is a fascinating and eerie phenomenon that continues to baffle and intrigue us. Scientists, psychologists, and even quantum physicists have weighed in, each offering different perspectives on why this happens. It's a reminder that our memories are not always reliable and that reality itself may be more fluid than we think. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the human mind and the universe, the Mandela Effect serves as a compelling example of how much we still have to learn. So next time you find yourself questioning a memory, please know that you are not alone. The Mandela Effect has touched many lives, making us all wonder about the true nature of reality and the power of our minds. We will find the truth. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep an open mind. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and the Mandela Effect is just one piece of our real life.